Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Blue Archive reaction. In the comments of the last video, somebody said that there are two new raid boss themes, or at least newer, 121 and 181, and I don't know what songs, if any, I've listened to prior that have been raid boss themes. It doesn't really matter, does it? So I want to hear what these two are. Now, with the knowledge that these are raid boss themes, it's probably going to give me a different perspective, and that might be fun. So without further ado, let's go. This one also doesn't have a credit to who made it or a name. I'm guessing Mitsukiyo for this one, just given how boppy and bubbly it is. This is a raid boss? This is the most fun raid boss theme I've ever heard in my life. The most Sean Wasabi ass raid boss theme ever written. What? Where's it gonna go next? Ooh, okay. A little bit more playing around with the textures and the sound effects in there. Hey. There's been a lot of really fun themes I've been listening to recently. A lot of songs that I can hear people doing like rap verses over. So yeah, as I said, a lot of Sean Wasabi energy on this one for me. Very much Marble Soda. If you haven't heard that song, it's just a mashup that he did in like 2015 or something. It's an internet classic. If you haven't heard of it or don't know it by name, you've probably heard it, you know? It's one of those songs. But if you haven't, you should go listen to that because it's a great track all over. And this one is a fantastic sound as well. A lot of the songs that Mitsukiyo especially does has a lot of that bubble pop flavor. So this would definitely be in that category. And while I don't know if it is Mitsukiyo, I'm just assuming that it is based off of those factors. But overall, a raid boss theme that sounds this happy and bubbly is a very interesting concept. I'm sure when I'm looking up the pictures for the thumbnail of this video, I'll probably figure out who the raid boss is for that song, but I'm interested to see who the raid boss is that would fit that track and like what the energy of, like, even if it's just a screenshot of the battle itself, might help spell out why it sounds the way it does. Because obviously when I think of raid boss themes, I think of something much more epic, much more like intense, and like it just comes with that pressure, whereas this one is basically inviting me to have a good time, which is an interesting approach for a raid boss. While I say that, there are also exceptions out there for it, like for example the raid battles in like Pokemon Sword and Shield. They had a very good theme, but again, it was kind of more of like this chanting sort of thing than it was intimidating, but it still had that power behind it that felt like you had to, you know, win in that moment. There was a little bit of that drive, whereas this one just sounded like I was being invited to a party on a beach to have a good time. And of course, the most common stereotypes of this type of genre, like the trap snare drum falling down in order to build into the next section, stuff like that is just all over this genre in general. But I'll digress on this one and we'll move on to 181. I again don't know who made this song. There's no name attached to it either, so I'm gonna see if I can't guess right again. I might be lucky and guess them both correctly, but as far as what I'm seeing, there's no name on either, so let's find out. Ooh, okay. See, this is more what I was expecting out of a raid boss. Just coming in right away with that intensity. Interesting to hear where it's gonna build into. I need to hear a little bit more of this to be able to make a guess. My initial guess wants to be KARUT, but I could definitely see Nora pulling this off too. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's a KARUT flavor right there. This might be KARUT. Woo. A little bit of stank on it. I might be wrong. It could be Mitsukiyo for all I know, but I'm gonna go with KARUT as my official guess. I'm gonna lock in on KARUT. A little bit of drum and bass in the back. Did you get some of that backbeat in there? Some of that breakbeat? Nice. Yeah, this one definitely has more of that intimidating energy. Whew. Nice build-up at the end there, too. Very nice. That one was much more what I expected out of a raid boss theme. You kind of expect to hear that intensity, that sort of energy that puts you in that life and death sort of scenario, that fight and flight response. And this one is much more that compared to the other one. But I am going to say that I think that this one is KARUT. KARUT's music, at least from my experience, feels a little bit more gritty in a lot of ways, especially in the synths. And once it got to that middle section where that synth really cranked itself into the mix, I was like, all right, that's a KARUT thing to do. But part of me also wants to believe it's Nora, because Nora is really good at being kind of the chameleon between the two. Mitsukiyo has a very telltale style when they need to, but can kind of flavor around and make these drastic changes. But KARUT is the opposite of that as well. If Mitsukiyo makes all the bubbly, happy stuff, KARUT's the one that usually handles that more aggressive tone, at least from my memory of songs I've heard. Whereas Nora kind of slides between the two and is able to handle both sides pretty well. They all have and they all can, but I think that's just more where they tend to stay, that's kind of where their comfort zones are. But overall, this one kind of gave me a drum and bass doom kind of sound, which is a unique tone to hear from this game, where I've mostly heard more upbeat tracks, where this one definitely had that pressure added onto it, and the way that it was structured, and even some of the ways that the synths underneath it were supporting the rest of the sound. This one just had that very thin, aggressive synth on there, where it cut right through everything, and Doom has done that before, so I think that that's where I'm making that connection. But that's, again, the energy I was expecting when I heard raid boss themes, where 121 just sounded like a good time. This song would, speaking of the Doom thing, perfectly translate into a metal cover. So if there's any fan out there who wants to make a metal version of a song, this would be a great pick, because it would translate so flawlessly into that genre. And I would 100% listen to that, because I think it would sound absolutely sick. So if somebody knows game metal out there, get them on this one, because I think it would sound really cool. But I'll digress from there. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you want to see me talk about more Blue Archive stuff, or anything from any other game, anime, whatever it may be, leave a comment down below with the name of it and what I should listen to, and I will do my best. And other than that, if you like this video and you want to see more and support me and all that, then you know how to do that, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!